Sure. It's the least I can do, Nappa.
I am the star. You lose.
What exactly is a Deuteragonist? Well, it's the second most important character in the series. Well, wouldn't that just be the antagonist? No. The antagonist should always be the equal to the protagonist. The Deuteragonist, however, should always be the runner-up to the two. And this idea can show us concepts that highlight the main character, grow the plot, and create entirely new ones. Or create some of the best rivalries of all time. My name is Talon Talks, and let's dive into the anatomy of Deuteragonists. Vegeta is a popular opposite of Goku, and it's something that should have been noticed by all from the start. Vegeta was the face of evil within Dragon Ball, and with Nappa around, I can certainly understand.
You okay, Vegeta?
Yes, just an aneurysm out of sheer stupidity.
Wow! Didn't think you were that stupid, Vegeta.
But let's look deeper than that. Deeper than just purity versus evil. Who are they as characters? Goku is pure. However, he has allies that he values, an unwavering spirit and beliefs that matter to him. And Vegeta is evil, but he doesn't value his allies. Killing Nappa and showing no care for Raditz' death? He does have an unwavering spirit, but he did ultimately retreat. And he also has strong beliefs, which have also changed throughout the series. However, look at their desires for more guidance. Goku wants to be the strongest. Vegeta wants that same power. Much like Ash vs. Sawyer in my Anatomy of Tournament Arcs video, they are sheer opposites, but they are as well the same, with the symbol of that difference in mindset taking form as the Beam Clash.
I've got to take it further! Time for!
The legendary Beam Clash is a private war of opinions. Higher versus lower class. Nature versus nurture. Purity versus evil. Goku versus Vegeta. The first battle would set the entire concept of Vegeta's character, allowing him to grow through the Cell Saga, helping the fear set in to make Gohan look even more impressive. Through Super, giving Goku a worthy rival to continue to grow stronger with, and eventually allowing both to fuse into the same being. Vegeta is a lesson on the power of friendship, in a great original way. Vegeta lost because he doesn't value his allies, but Goku won because he values his. That one thought is what made the difference in this battle. But with the loss of his old allies, he would gain new ones. And throughout the other battles, he would be used to express power and the desire for it. And that would be the perfect match for Goku. They have the same goals, becoming stronger. Goku's purity and humble nature conflicts with Vegeta's intensity and pride. The Prince's Pride is easily one of the best examples off the top of the dome when it comes to Deuteragonist. Due to how he is, what he brings to the series, and how he approaches the MC. It all makes for a great character within Vegeta. Bakugo is a character some of you may know, others may despise, others may not know and still despise due to the sheer amount of absurdity to the character. I don't blame you. I understand. Here's the time to skip to if you don't want to hear me out. There will be no shame brought upon you. Bakugo was just unbearable to read about. He was egotistical and annoying, I won't lie at all. However, he somehow managed to simultaneously suck and blow. However, what I can support is that due to his ego, he is the perfect match for Deku. They are opposites in many ways. Get ready to hear that a lot. Deku is more quiet-natured. Bakugo is more gun-ho and insane. It too contrasts them and makes for good arcs. But look at this one fight between him and Deku. Throughout each and every blow, there's a line being created, in which we can see how they've grown and improved, and how they see that they are equals, and on the same level. It turns this one-time antagonist into a rival, which is a constant case in the series down the road, of Deku trying to turn an antagonist to a friend. Well, maybe not in this case, but he's no longer an antagonist, so that's good. They are much like Vegeta. I'll also get ready to hear that a lot. They have the same goal and the same idol. They are similar and different, and that is the basis of this character. making for a great rivalry. Bakugo's dream is to become the top hero, and throughout the series we can see his pride and his dream on full display. His declaration of victory in the sports festival, which he ultimately won, against all odds. His one-time rivalry against the prodigy of 1A, which, again, he also beaten to a pulp. Actually, in the same sports festival, he isn't stupid and strong, he's smart and calculated, and strong. I don't know why I didn't put that in the script. But just because he acts this way, don't let that fool you. He is a great hero. He never backs down. He is not the villain. And after the overhaul arc, a moment shoots out from the shadows, in which if we compare it to Bakugo's beginning, we can understand this character a lot more. He talks to this child. It shows us how far this kid has come from someone with anger issues, screaming at everyone. There's a respect Bakugo has for those around him now that he has been humbled. It's a pattern with many characters, and not just in My Hero Academia. Naruto and Sasuke, Goku and Vegeta, Black Star, and Death the Kid. What do all these have in common? They have a humbling experience. And that's what Bakugo stems from. And that's why I can respect this character and who he is now. I understand I just basically explained character development, but you've got to understand, this character is awful. That's what separates Bakugo from the villains. He could be changed. He needed that. He needed that humbling experience to become better. He is a great character with many flaws. One of those flaws was not any of this. But what separates Bakugo from the villains and the heroes and even Deku is a difference in obsession. Bakugo, Deku, and Shigaraki are all obsessed with All Might. They have their reasons, and they have their obsessions. And Bakugo had decided that since he was a child, he would become the next #1. Using the MC, his growth, and his newly found power at the time to drive him to achieve that goal more and more, showing to himself and us that he truly is not the villain. Once again, we are going to be exploring the rivalry concept. Better keep it going. And who better to look at than the iconic rivalry between Sasuke and Naruto? They are absolute opposites. Again, get ready to hear that a lot. Color wheel, act, goals, and technique. The unpredictable form of the Chidori and the smooth, uniform nature of the Rasengan. The goal is to take a life, and another to bring peace to the lives of others. Blue and orange. Colors of calmness and energy. Sheer opposites. It was a wonderful yet simple way to tell the audience that these two are far from the same, despite coming from similar backgrounds. They are the last hope of their people. They have hidden powers. They are prodigies. These two, who should be the most similar, are opposites and rivals. Rivalry should be used to accentuate the series and its protagonist, and it gets used here to display mindset and growth in differing ways. They both share the idea of achieving personal goals, and so look at their goals, mindsets, and growth. Naruto achieved his goal with the help of Kurama and others, and Sasuke did not achieve his goals because he, like Vegeta, did not value his allies. I suppose that Sasuke technically valuing their friendship is a pattern with these characters, but he discarded them like they were nothing down the road, leading to some's doom. And at one point, outright attempted to kill one. But one sign is the standoff between Sasuke and the original members of Team 7. Notice the cinematography. It's showing that Sasuke is both in the darkness, but he cannot see the light. That's both his mindset, and he refuses to step into the light, whereas Naruto is in the light. But why is Sasuke like this? Why does he not show interest in anyone? Why, you ask? Well, from my simple read-through, I believe it's because of trust. And I'll say it like this. Trust is hard to create and easy to destroy. However, Sasuke not only lost trust in those around him and his way of life, but he also lost trust in himself. He lost those close to him, so it could just happen again. And perhaps it did, by his own hand. He was the reason for his own lonesome. That distrust in others and himself is the reason for it. He believes himself to be weak due to what has happened. He doesn't trust himself to protect others from getting hurt. Of course, he knows he's powerful, and he believes himself to fully be capable as a child. However, when he sees this world for what it truly is, that trust is vaporized. And so to protect them, he chose power, leading to his own demise as a person. Compare that to Naruto, who achieved his dream because of trust. He trusted Sasuke. He believed him to not be evil deep down. He understood Sasuke and what he was capable of, more than Sasuke himself. Sasuke couldn't kill him the first time, and he wasn't going to the second time. A cycle of chaos, beginning and ending, due to the understanding of trust. But why is this? To understand the question, we also have to understand what he brings to the series. He is the display of a flawed morale, much like the other villains in Naruto. But what does he bring? A definition. He defines the moral line between him and Naruto. He is on the other side of the spectrum when it comes to morality, especially with Naruto. Naruto brings the good to the series, the trust, and the love. Sasuke brings the demonstration of the lack thereof. Let me just say this. Bars. Anyway, let's say that we have a line in between these characters. The reason that exists is because of Sasuke. He is one factor that demands where these morals lie. We see it one after the other. Naruto saving the village, Sasuke attacking the Kage, Naruto in the light, Sasuke in the dark, Sasuke abandoning his allies, Naruto searching for his. It's two demonstrations for a selfish gain, vengeance and allyship, killing your enemies, and helping a friend. Within the final battle of the series, we know them and their motives completely. They are now fighting for the same goal, to bring world peace. Through every strike, Sasuke counters and gets countered by Naruto. And when that final blow hits, it's beautiful. We see how far these two have come, and much like that iconic beam clash, we understand them. What they want, what they wish to bring to this world, how much they want it. Ultimately, due to Naruto's determination, Sasuke comes through on the other side, and is shown the light, tying one final loose end and ending the series. Until we get to Boruto, but no one watched that. This rivalry was one of the best to do it, through what I like to call opposites and similarities. Look at what makes them compare and contrast to see what exactly makes up both characters. And Sasuke did it well, and made for one of my favorite Deuteragonists. Going from one of my favorites to my favorite, I present to you Black Star. Black Star is an idea that I'd like to say works, because why? Well, to some, he's a parody of Naruto, who turns into the most complex character in Soul Eater. And so, how does he change? Well, his power, strength, and search for it. Much like Vegeta, I'm so terribly sorry I keep going back to that. Black Star is the concept of that idea, and his flaws come from that search. He wishes to be the strongest in history, and that makes him insanely childish. Which, I mean, it works. But why? The way it presents informs the idea, who affects it, and who his enemies are. And one thing that helps is his weapon, Tsubaki. Tsubaki is an iconic weapon, one that has a special ability from her brother, the Uncanny Sword State. This state allows Tsubaki and Black Star to grow their power immensely, but throughout his uses of the state, he proclaims that he is the strongest, not the two of them. This is used to show his one-dimensional nature, which allows him to contrast with his enemy, Mifune, the human with the soul equal to 100. Power versus power. It's an idea that works because of the understanding of that power. Mifune knows why Black Star isn't as powerful as he could be. Meanwhile, Mifune is as powerful as he is because he has that understanding. It's that difference in mindset that creates a fine line between them, due to the fact that she is always being forced into the Uncanny Sword State instead of Black Star embracing her as a weapon. It's more or less Black Star forcing himself to endure the Uncanny Sword State, which is an immensely powerful byproduct of Tsubaki's bloodline, and that was killing him slowly. But even when he was informed about this, he had still planned on using it the way it was, because he wasn't a human like the others. He was a god. And what better way to prove this than to fight Kid? Kid wipes the floor, asking him what has happened. The kid who wants to become and ascend the gods is no better than a demon, because of his search for power. He is overwhelmed by power and wants it all, and due to that ego, it forces him to fight his closest ally, Death the Kid. Because of that desire for power, he is much like his father, White Star. He has truly lost it all: friends, family, and a clear mind. Why? Once again, because of his search. He appears once more to fight Mifune and settle their score. Black Star, however, was in Japan and had a journey discovering who he was and his relationship with Tsubaki as a weapon. However, their relationship here explodes. Not that kind of relationship, they're both children, you disgusting fuck. Black Star, looking up at the sky, reveals his name and its meaning. Black Star, the world of darkness, and steals the people's hope. He has hit rock bottom. As I've stated before, This is a massive way to show development and display the story for what it truly is. Compare him now to the beginning. He has lost it all except for Tsubaki. To him, whereas he is the black sky, Tsubaki is the stars lighting it up. To him, she is his hope. She has stayed by his side since the beginning, and she has the greatest understanding of him. And now, to attain the uncanny sword state, and not to force it, they summon the stag within Tsubaki's soul. But with one statement, Blackstar tells the stag that the path he chose is not that of the demon who kills the living, but one of bringing the dead back to life, taking the souls of those who were consumed by fear and those who had passed, allowing those to power his will. With the understanding between these two, they grow, and it's time to show Mifune that development. The fight between him and Mifune displayed that understanding between the two, showing their similarities and where the lines are drawn between them. This battle is one of understanding. All that we need to know now is who is stronger, and with the one strike, Blackstar proves his power. And so, with the slaying of Mifune, finalizing that score, he now takes his goal into account as well. Protecting Angela. Blackstar's story is also that of defying fate, and changing one's fate due to his name. Blackstar, the world of darkness, thou livest in blackness, and stealest the people's hope. It seems that the power Blackstar needed was mental. This journey was one of the utmost personal. Once more, much like Vegeta, Blackstar is the idea of the help of friends and allies, and where you can get with their help, simply by trusting those around you. Now first, I want to say this. I know Greninja exists, and that Sawyer exists, and that Alon exists, but they are not Deuteragonists. Now you can make the argument for Greninja all you want. Let me have this. But unlike you, I'm the one with the talking stick here. I want to give another character a chance to shine because, well, this character is really good. We respect women on this channel. All the, hey, two, we covered now. Let's go. First, I want to dabble into what formed her character in XY. There, she had no motive, nothing to push her forward, literally nothing. She was being led down a path she didn't want to, by being trained on Rhyhorn racing. Imagine you have no motive, and you're doing something you don't like, every day. Well, you can, more likely than not. It can be compared to anything, having a job, going to school. It makes her character relatable, and through this she is attempting to find herself and what she wants to do, and drift away from the path her mother is forcing her into. That is what made her character who she was. It's what made her stand out in the beginning, instead of her long character arc through XY. However, her aimlessness in the start allows her to find new goals to attain by joining Ash. It's excellent. Brilliant even. Not in what happened, but how the series went about it. Her role as a Pokemon performer was not instant. She had a passion much like Ash, and attained her dream. She found something she was deathly passionate about, and through all that training with her and Finnegan, she lost. She didn't win because of her flaws, and those flaws broke both her and Finnegan. They not only thought about that loss, those flaws are something that had engulfed her character. The moments after the performance were some of the best, especially for her character development. She collapses on the docks, crying into her hands. Why am I even talking about this? She tried with everything in her, and she could not win. However, she is much like Ash here. She wants to win, and she will not stop until she comes out on top. And so, much like a Pokemon, she evolves past that point, with one of the greatest moments in XYZ for her character. If you don't know by now, I love character development. Why this works is because she accepts her flaws, showing mental growth through physical change. And with this, Finnegan eventually would evolve into Braixen, accepting those flaws and embracing Serena as her trainer, or his trainer. I don't know these Pokemon. Help me. They both understand each other's flaws as well as their own, accepting them and trusting the other. XYZ is all about trust, and more importantly, it's all about bond. They learn to embrace those flaws in order to become better, in order to grow their bond stronger. And with all that said, I want to add one more thing. how she compares to Ash. Well, she is just as important. She is one of the deciding factors for whether Ash attains his powerful bonds. She and Ash have been through the ringer with their Pokemon, and much like with how Ash struggled with his Pokemon and their bond, dealing with the stress of loss and attaining the Ash Greninja state. Just as Ash was fighting for his Pokemons, Serena was fighting for her and Braixen's bond as well. They helped each other even through the fighting, even through the struggle. But through all that struggle, they never stopped, no matter what. They still fought to the top, and nothing can feel better than that. Ash showed Serena knowledge and the mindset of never giving up, and Serena showed Ash the importance of bond between Pokemon and allies. For XYZ, she was one of the ideas of bond within the main cast. Ash is battling to make his bond stronger. Clement has inventions to make his bond stronger. Bonnie has Zygarde. But what does Serena have? Serena has Pokemon performances. Without Mega Evolution, Ash Greninja, or even Zygarde, you'd have an average Pokemon series by eliminating half of the series. People would still walk away thinking that ultimately the series is still somewhat good, maybe mediocre. But without Serena, you'd be eliminating the other half of the show, due to the premise of XYZ. XYZ is about the bonds between Pokemon and trainers, and Serena embodies that perfectly. Serena is a character who came from the bottom with no motivation and no passion. One who found something in her character and became better. One who, through thick and thin, fought to the top and never gave up. In Pokemon XY through XYZ, Ash was made for the male audience, Serena was made for the female audience, and this gives both sides a reason to watch a show and get a great lesson. The bonds that come with friendship. She is one who attained their dream through the help of the main character, and one who helped the main character approach his dream closer through her determination. She is the representation of the audience, doing something you don't want to do, but ultimately being forced to, but finding who you are and what you want your life to be. She is the audience, having the determination to come out on top and claw their way to it, which is the message of Pokemon. Anyone can rise up in the end and achieve their dream. Serena is what the Deuteragonists should be. Serena, much like Blackstar, Sasuke, and Vegeta, not you Bakugo, are what the Deuteragonists should be. Giving as much to the series as the MC, helping to find the MC and the series, and allowing for Bond to shine through. Throughout each and every character, I've learned something. That everything starts with an understanding of allyship. Friendship is the basis of these characters, so I beg you all, when or if you begin to write something, focus on the bonds of the characters for the Deuteragonist. You never know, you might just reform someone's view on friendship as a whole, and create one of the greatest characters known to man. My name's Talon Talks, and this has been The Anatomy of Deuteragonists.